This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Before Oliva became a muscle monster, before he started to pull helicopters, before he became SpongeBob, he was a normal kid born in Cuba. And I mean very normal, where he used to play with his yo-yo and suck candies. And somehow within less than a decade, he got from this to this. Pretty realistic. Later he migrated to the US and became a prized mercenary. Apart from being a prized mercenary, he was a specialized jailer as well. Sometimes later, he gets a job to catch Yujiro Hanma, because apparently not even the entire country could capture Yujiro Hanma. Oliva got to Yujiro and wanted to fight him, and Yujiro as always got out of the situation like a boss.
Not yet.
What?
I'm not ready to kill you yet. I want to save you for later when I can enjoy it.
He basically meant, dude, look at you, I'm out of here, and ran away. Now Oliva knew that Yujiro would become a lot stronger and come back to whoop his ass, so he needed to train more now. He continued his rigorous training of pulling helicopters, and after a few years he came to know about the PP training. And finally he found his love with whom he could train, Maria. But during his PP training he lost his PP between the Grand Canyons of Maria. Now he couldn't do his PP training, so he continued with his muscle training, where he used to type "oh dude," spawn helicopters and pull those helicopters to increase his strength. Pretty realistic. And along with his muscle training, he continues reading more and more books. After some time, he gets approached by Commissioner Sonada to catch death row inmates because even the Japanese police couldn't catch these criminals. Oliva agrees to catch them, but first he shows off a little by murdering a dummy punching bag, Jeff. During this fight, Jeff shoots shotgun shots at Mr. Oliva and Mr. Oliva doesn't die, maybe because he had been rubbing too much salt on his body. Before going further, let's talk about today's video sponsor, Surfshark VPN. In today's era of internet, where we can watch everything the world has to offer, privacy has become one of our primary concerns. That is where Surfshark VPN comes into the picture. Surfshark VPN keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all of your information sent between your device and the internet. So when you use the internet with Surfshark VPN, you don't have to worry about your personal information getting stolen and thrown on some random website. Privacy is not the only thing that Surfshark VPN helps you with. It also allows you to watch any content on the internet. Of course, the legal one, they are good guys. So if you can't watch an anime just because it is blocked in your country or only available in few countries, don't worry, Surfshark VPN has your back. Surfshark VPN works on unlimited devices. People at Surfshark VPN team are so confident in their product that they are offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's a win-win for all. The good doesn't stop here. If you click the link in the description or use my code ARMANGA, you will also get 83% on your purchase, and not only that, you will also get 3 months extra for free. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and get yourself a Surfshark VPN account. After this, Oliva eats a lot of steak and drinks wine. At this point, I think it would be better to just put a whole roasted animal on Oliva's table, just like Yujiro and Jack. But I think his table manners are stopping him from doing so. And just like a lot of characters in Baki, I think he also has demon kidneys. That's why he is able to not just die after having so much protein. And after eating all of the steak and drinking all the wine, he heals from all of his injuries within few hours. Pretty realistic. After this, Oliva goes to Japan in his Doing 737. After reaching Japan, he goes to Sikorsky and finds naked Sikorsky, who had already been kicked in the nuts. So he just punches him once and Sikorsky goes flying out of the window. Then after that, he meets Doyle disguised as a young sexy woman. I mean, look at those sexy thighs. As soon as Oliva sees Doyle's cheetah underwear, he falls in love with it. During this fight, Oliva tries to take the cheetah underwear, but Doyle just stabs him and runs away. Poor Oliva didn't get his cheetah underwear. Oliva was so much into Doyle's cheetah underwear that he came to a random cave in the middle of the ocean with just the smell of the underwear. Maybe it was a 4,000-year-old Chinese underwear. So when he finally comes to Doyle, he calmly hugs Doyle and Doyle just pretends to pass out. Just like my my little brother passes out in front of my parents to show how much emotional damage I have given him. After taking Doyle's underwear, Oliva sends him to jail. Later, Oliva becomes the caretaker of Mr. Dorian and helps him suck on candies. Making Dorian suck candies is not the only thing that Oliva did. He also folded a unbreakable diamond punching bag and proved that diamond is not unbreakable. Then he fights Ron Shoboon, a level 70 punching bag. After this fight, he also shows that for his friends, Oliva is the softest guy. So soft that even SpongeBob will be jealous of him. After this, Oliva goes back to the Arizona prison. Later, Baki comes to Oliva and wanted to fight him as soon as he met him. But Oliva doesn't fight him and puts him into jail because Oliva would only fight Guevara, who was considered the second strongest person in prison, and not some random kid named Baki Hanma who kidnapped the president in front of the media and won some of the biggest tournaments ever. Pretty realistic. Then Oliva goes to his love of life, the meteor herself, Maria, and then they have some romantic time together.
You are just so incompetent. Useless. You're a loser. Yeah. Yeah.
After that, Oliva does some push-ups on the bed and sleeps on his lovely mattress. Then the next day, he lifts his bed along with Maria and goes to the fighting ground. After this, Oliva tears apart his tuxedo and fights with Che Guevara. Here are some clips from the fight.
How long has it been since I got to hit someone for real?
Then Oliva explains how he is holding all of his muscles in, otherwise it would expand all the way to the sky. Pretty realistic. That is the power of imagination in Baki. Then the next day he again does some push-ups on the bed and sleeps. Next day he goes to Baki and pisses on him, but Baki seemed to be enjoying it.
So good.
And for some reason, Oliva's piss was all white. Maybe that is the reason Baki couldn't stop laughing at it. Oliva was angry after this insult and wanted to teach Baki a lesson. So he plans to set up a fight against Baki and broadcast it to the world. He goes to Baki to tell him about the fight, but Baki was like, "Nah, let's fight now," and kicks Oliva. And that's how the fight got started. It started good, but later became just like a lot of other fights where all the normal people tell their experience, which is basically, "I could not believe my eyes. I have never seen something like this." During the fight, Oliva tries to use the technique dress and also becomes a Pac-Man to eat Baki. But nothing affected Baki because Baki had the power of imagination, and not only that, but he also had done his PP training with a Japanese woman, so he could easily imagine himself as someone with a trillion joints. But this wasn't enough. Baki wanted to defeat Oliva in brute strength. As soon as he says this, Iron Michael was like,
No! You can't fight him like that! Or you're gonna get killed, Baki! For a middleweight like you, trying to trade punches with Oliver is practically suicide!
yes, practically it may be a suicide, but Hanmakali it was possible, and Baki shows what he was Hanmakali capable of. He keeps punching Oliva and pushing him, and finally he defeats Oliva. Poor Oliva didn't have any teeth after, oh yes, how can I forget? Then the next day, Mr. Oliva announces that he got defeated by Baki, and to still remain number 1 in the prison, he sends Baki out of prison. After that, he goes to Maria and has a nice sleep. I have an Instagram and Twitter account as well, guys, so if you liked this content and want to see more content from me, like a sneak peek for the upcoming video, you can follow me on social media. I also have a Discord server where you can chat with other anime fans. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, you can like the video and subscribe the channel. Also, don't forget to turn on the notifications bell and follow me on social media. The links are in the description below. Also, don't forget to install Surfshark VPN by clicking the link in the description or use the code ARMANGA for 83% off on your purchase.